Welcome back to our message from our divine guides. Today, we are looking at the economic outlook for the United States of America over the next 3 months. I am pulling from the Quantum Oracle by Sandra Ann Taylor, and my name is Julianne Duffy, and my purpose is to live, speak, and seek the truth in all forms, to assist humanity in its highest form of regaining authenticity. And my purpose is these messages will assist you in the most divine way. So we're going to jump in looking at the next 3 months and how the US economy is going to do. So we're going to start with what we're seeing, what we're not seeing, our possible outcome, and the actions we're being called to take. So let's go right into it. So the first card for this message is back and forth. Okay, so this one says, when we're going back and forth, essentially we're stagnant. We know something's kind of happening. We're trying to make a move, but we're not really going anywhere quickly, right? Like that's the idea with this card, is that we're on a seesaw where the fear of making the wrong decision makes us have no decision at all. So our energy is stagnant, perpetuating the same old feelings and results, and it's time to get off the seesaw and pick the next best direction. So right now we're stuck on the seesaw in the US, back and forth, back and forth. It's not assisting us, unfortunately. So we're really kind of stuck continuing to do the same thing, expecting a different outcome, a little bit of that insanity idea. So that is what we're seeing. We're stuck on this. Essentially, the energy is stuck because there's fear of making the wrong or taking the wrong move here, especially with the economy. Now, what we're not seeing here, let's go into that part. The higher self spirit. We're not seeing spirit here. That is what we're not seeing. We're not seeing that there is spirit behind us, assisting us through this transition. Spirit wants us to go, and our higher self wants us to make this big change that is necessary. Your lifeline to truth, higher consciousness, and timeless connection. Your soul wants and has all the understandings you need. And this is what we're not necessarily seeing, is that we're not choosing to really step into that deep, intuitive, higher self understanding. Our soul is clearing the way for profound blessings to come. So let the sacred self guide you. As you do, you'll begin to notice magical happenings in your life. So we're not seeing that we have this power to get off this seesaw and make it better, that there's options. There is options. As I've mentioned before, and some of the other economic readings I've done recently, there's cryptos, there's precious metals, there's bartering. We have other things to get off of this back and forth seesaw that is not doing us any justice. And we're not seeing that we're really intuitively connecting to spirit and trusting that spirit's there to assist us through this transition. We're not meant to be hostages to this financial system. The financial system is actually extremely ungodlike. It's not for our good. It's not for our benefit. It is not of the higher self. And this is what we need to step into, really. Now, our possible outcome. What is the possible outcome? Ooh, sorry about that. As we go forward. Status quo, because we're stuck on this seesaw. We're going to continue doing the same thing, expecting a different outcome. That's that insanity complex, right? So we're here stuck on the status quo, which is not necessarily bad. We're just kind of running with our wheels going nowhere, right? It's time to actually go through some significant change, and it's telling us to engage in personal activities that will help us maintain an inner balance while we change that status quo. Remember, the center of your status quo is always your divine nature. That is the uplifting spiritual message with that. But we're probably going to see the outcome right now for the next 3 months is that everything's going to stay with the status quo, even as we see things necessarily disappear, more banks closing, more banks going under. They're gonna continue to be eaten up by the bigger banks, right? We're gonna continue to go back and forth doing the same thing and keeping with that status quo because of the fear, right? Like that's essentially what we're gonna most likely see over these next 3 months, is a continuance of the status quo, the same ways we would normally assist. So maybe we're gonna see some bailouts, or bail-ins, where your money is taken if it's in the bank to pay off the loans that the bank has, right? We're going to be stuck in that status quo for these next few months. And then the action that we are being called to take. So your action to go forward and move past this process is the Ascended Masters Spirit. Again, we got 2 spirit cards. So this is coming back to, again, trusting the divine, trusting God, coming back to knowing that the spiritual masters are here. They're here to assist us. And we're being guided that is the way out, is through that higher self, that intuition. So looking at other possibilities, getting deep into your spiritual practice so you're connected. So we are redoing that, because that, again, is what we're not seeing. We're not seeing that intuitive higher self connection that is really playing in the background. And that is where we're being called to go forward, is with spirit, is with connecting with the divine, whether we believe in Jesus, God, the divine. I've heard people say, like, the purple pizza eating monster that lives in the sky. Whatever spirit is, it is calling us back to spirit. That is our solution as we go through these next 3 months, as it may be very difficult to watch the status quo continue, knowing it's broken. We're stuck on this back and forth because there's a fear of taking that great leap into where we need to do, which is really the unknown. So we're going to be stuck in that status quo, which is not going to assist us. And we will need to find our connection to spirit and dive deeper into those connections with the divine. That's our guidance. That's the guidance for where we are going to go economic-wise, personally, over these next 3 months with the United States. And of course, I'll do a check-in over these next couple of months and see if we're still headed that way. But this is really what it's looking like. We're stuck back and forth on that seesaw, not going anywhere fast. We're going to continue with the status quo. Again, really, we're kind of in the same message here. But our solution is spirit. Spirit's our solution. Connecting, getting that higher self, that intuition, or connecting with our divine guides, right? Yeah, this is going to be interesting times. Interesting times for all of us. Have a beautiful day. As always, my message was intended to assist you as we go forward. And please do subscribe to stay up to date with my readings. Have a beautiful day. And until next time, Namaste.